About 25 years ago, I had the privilege of meeting the American poet, Frederick Turner, who is one of the foremost practitioners of the epic poem in English poetry today. He has three poems of epic length. One is called Genesis, which is about the terraforming of Mars. Another one called The New World, which is about the division of America in the future into various sections that certainly aren't what the Federalists had in mind. And then the most recent one called Apocalypse. But Frederick Turner also is a writer of many wonderful lyric poems and one of the advocates of a kind of new formalism in English poetry over the last 30 years or so. But there's another twist. His father and mother were anthropologists, and his father, Victor Turner, I had known of for years before I met Frederick Turner. Victor Turner wrote about the Ndembu tribes in Zambia, and he came up with a number of terms that have entered a kind of scholarly language for many people, one of them being liminality, which he picked up from an earlier 20th century work by Arnold van Gennep. But it's about that state between two structural conditions. This is associated with people undergoing some kind of initiatory rite in particular. Think basic training. You know, when you take somebody out of one population in the general public and turn them into soldiers, that middle state is liminal. Also words like communitas, which have become pretty widely accepted in Catholic circles, come from the workings of Victor Turner. I wanted to do a poem of Fred Turner's that's short enough to do quickly. And I came upon one yesterday called The Distribution, which is about his father. So it's Fred coming to terms with his father, Victor's death. So let me read through it and then I'll just say a couple of things about it. The Distribution. Now he's all given away, all the soft parts. His tongue, his ruptured gullet, and his eyes, which once were bright brown darts. His poor shins, pink and gray, with their hereditary skin disease. All that wonderful talk, his busted liver and eroded hips, which made a struggle of his gallant walk, made permanent his old Glaswegian pub raconteur stance, but still he'd always dance. His Santa Claus's nose, sardonic lips, his little hands with their gamekeeper's thumb, his dentures, which he frightened children by, all given away. The foxy eyebrows now quite still and dumb, his brain where all the human dialects, the world's temples, here only not at war, made solemn sex. His shoes, his three old pairs of pants, frayed terribly for such a famous man's. The memories of dawn in Africa. It is as if he wore a white garment, and they took the parts from him he innocently gave, forgetting the blood that shook upon it from his cruelly ransacked nave. All of it given away, every last part. The puns, the snorting smile, he would save nothing back. All he had, he gave. And last of all, his heart. This is a moving tribute on the part of a son to a father. A wonderful kind of eulogy, calling up of all the details that anyone who knew Victor Turner well would have known, but I certainly didn't know until I read this poem. His Santa Claus's nose, sardonic lips, the dentures which he used to frighten children, all this sense of the games, the playfulness of the man, and his unconcern for his appearance, those 3 old pairs of pants, frayed terribly for such a famous man's. There's something of the feel here of the saint, someone who's given away everything he has. And this is a play, I think, on the whole idea of someone's will when you distribute all the possessions. But it's the soft parts that really fascinate Fred Turner here, and the fact that his father has given this beautiful witness to his faith by holding nothing back. All he had, he gave. And last of all, his heart.